Hello students, today we are going to take up the topic basic fundamentals in inorganic chemistry, because we are going to start the chapter number 7, that is P block elements. But I want that each and everything related to the basics of +1 should be clear to you. So for that purpose I would like to clear the basic fundamentals which are required by everybody to understand the chapter P block elements. So we need to see this videos first. So let us start with a very good thought. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. So the mean to say is, we should be pure in our mind, and whatever the work we are doing, we should do with the happiness, and that happiness should prevail at every time with us like a shadow. So we need to clean our thoughts. So when thoughts are pure, the action would be pure and mind would be pure, and mind is pure, then happiness will come. And happiness will prevail, and whatever the task you are doing, that would be get full-fledged success in your life. Okay. So objective of this video is the periods and groups. We can find out the period and group. We can find out the block of an element where atomic number is given to us. Let us start. So see, this is the periodic table. This is the modern periodic table, which consists of 7 periods and 18 groups. See here the period, whatever the line has came over here, that is period. The horizontal rows are called period, and total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 periods are there. Similarly, if you go down, vertical columns, that are total 18, starting from 1, 2, 3 to 12, 13 to 18. These are 18 groups. 18 groups in modern periodic table. Similarly, first group is known as alkali metal, because they are forming hydroxide and oxides which are basic in nature, which are alkali in nature. That's why alkali metal. Similarly, group 2 is known as alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals. And group 17 known as halogen, because of salt forming. Let us say NaCl is a salt, NaBr is a salt. So these are salt forming. And if you talk of group 18, that are known as noble gases. Similarly, group 16 also known as chalcogens, and group 15 known as nicogens. There are separate names given to each group. Otherwise, boron family, carbon family, nitrogen family, oxygen family, these are the name given to the particular family or particular group. Now, as we have understood that there are 18 groups and 7 periods, and horizontal rows are called periods and vertical columns are called groups. Now here, and in the group, the properties, the chemical properties remain same. Okay, so we will discuss more about that. So now this is the main thing. One more classification is there we should be aware of, that is metal, non-metals and metalloids. So metals, you know, see the periodic table, it is in the left hand side. The number of elements constitute majority is metals, and metalloids are very few, and non-metals are also less, and the numbers has been there in your screen. And the two series here known as lanthanide and actinide series are there, and these are the basic components of modern periodic table. And if you go detail, if you talk of +2, there is coming the S block, P block, D block, F block. So first two groups are known as S block element, and group number 13 to 18, that total 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, they are known as P block elements. And now if 3 to 12, that are total 10 groups, that are known as D block, and 4F series and 5F series F block elements are there, lanthanides and actinides. So how we are explaining, that is explaining on the basis of electronic configuration. Electronic configuration also based on the orbital filling. Filling of orbitals are decided by the Aufbau rule, and that you know you have done in +1 also. So I would like to just remind you, L value is deciding the orbital, S For s orbital, L is 0. For p orbital, L is 1. Similarly, L is equal to d orbital, L is equal to 3, f orbital. So now, how the energy filling takes place? The electron filling takes place as per the energy, and this is also known as energy level diagram. And you know that first the orbital filled is 1s2. So it means 1s2 is having least energy level, and we can know about the n plus L rule also. N is what? N is 1, and L is what? 0. 1 plus 0 plus 1, that is 1. And similarly 2s, n is equal to 2, L is equal to 0, so 2. So 2s2 energy, n plus L value is more than 1s2. Similarly, if you are talking of 2p, 2p means n is equal to 2 and L is equal to 1, and 2 plus 1, 3. And if you are talking of this 3s, it means 3 plus 0, 3. So although here n plus value is same, but as you know, this belongs to lower shell and this belongs to higher shell. So this is having lesser energy as compared to this, because you know that as per Bohr-Barry scheme also, the energy is decreasing when you are coming closer, and energy is increasing when you are going away from the nucleus. So this you have stated in +1. So these are the energy level diagram. You have to fill the orbital as per this energy level. So this is the energy level. 1s will be filled, then 2s, then 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s. This way, similar way, we need to draw this chart and see how it is filled, the electrons. And basic thing you should keep in mind that maximum number of electron can be filled, which can be filled in s orbital is 2, and p is 6, and d is 10, f is 14. Because as you know that it is only having one only orbital is there, and one orbital can have maximum of 2 electrons. Similarly, p are having 3, px, py and pz. So 3 into 2, 6. Similarly, d orbitals, d are having 5, dx, y, yz, zx, so x square, y square. So 5 into 2, 10. Similarly, f orbitals are having 7 orbitals. So there 5 into 2, 7 into 2, 14. So this way how we are filling the electron configuration. Let us take the example of oxygen. So oxygen is having atomic number 8. If you see from here, first 1s2 will be filled, then 2s2, then 2p6. So total 2 plus 2, 4, and 4 plus 4, 8. So it must be 2p4 now. See here. So this is 2p4. Similarly, if you are talking of sulfur we are having total atomic number is 16. And if you see 1s2 will be filled, then 2 electron, then 2s2, then 2p6. Total 10 there now. 3s2, and then now 3p6 will not come, 3p4 will come. So this is the way how we have to fill. So as regard to 34 we have to fill. So let us say how to fill 34, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. Now here we have filled almost 18 now, 4s2, 20, and then 3d, 30, and then 34 we have to fill, the 4p4 will come. So this way we are filling the electronic configuration of each and every elements of any group or any period. So we can write this electronic configuration as per this Bohr rule or the energy level filling diagram. Okay, next is this way we have decided. Now if the last electron is going to s block, that is s orbital, that is known as s block elements. If the last electron is going to p orbital, that's known as p block element. If the last electron is going to d orbital, that's known as d block element. If the last electron is going to f orbital, that is known as f block element. This is the way how we have classified into blocks. Now the main point where objective was, our objective was that I have been given the electronic configuration or I have been given the atomic number. I can write the electronic configuration and find the number of shells. Number of shell means 1s2, 2s2. So it means 2 shells are there. Now if you say 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. So it means 3 shells are there. So number of periods will be equal to number of shells. Means if an element is having 3 shells, so the period would be 3. And if the last electron enters the s orbital, that is known as s block, p block, d block, as we have discussed earlier. Now let us do the question. So the question is like that. I am having atomic number 11. I want to find the period. So this is simple problem I am taking, so that basic concept should be clear. When you will do more practice, you will understand each and everything. Let us see. Z is equal to 11. Atomic number is equal to 11. We have to write first the electronic configuration. After writing the electronic configuration, we are finding that 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Now there are 3 shells. 1, 2, 3. So number of shells is equal to number of periods. So period is third. Similarly, so this is the fundamental concept you have to keep in mind. If the number of shells is equal to number of period, you have to write the electronic configuration and check how many shells are filled. Here in this case, first second and third. 3 shells are filled. Okay. So now the same question can be asked is, a given element has atomic number 11. What is its group? So for finding the group, we have to check which orbital it is filled or which block it belongs. So after writing the electronic configuration, we are finding that this last electron is going to s orbital. So it means s block element, because the group number will vary as per the block. So if an element is belonging to s block, so you know that s block can have maximum 1 or 2 electron, because of 1 orbital, maximum 1 or 2, group 1, group 2. Similarly, so in this formula is group number is equal to number of electrons in s orbital for s block element. And if you read that memory tip, if an element belongs to p block, then what we have to do? We have to calculate the number of electrons in the valence shell. I am not talking of 3p orbital or any orbital. I am talking of number of electrons in the valence shell. Valence shell plus 10 we have to add. And if it is belonging to d block, you have to add the number of electrons in the outmost shell plus the penultimate shell. Anti-penultimate we are using for f block. So that is not the scope of study here. So let us start and take one more example, so the idea will be more clear. So now you know that the next question is regarding to a given element has atomic number 11, and what is the group? So we are finding here the right electron configuration we have written. Number of electron in the outermost shell is 1. Last electron enters the s orbital, so it will be 3s or s block. So s block, you know that group number is equal to number of valence electron, that is 1, and period is third. And if last electron is going to s block, s and pd. So similarly, let us take this atomic number 20. We can find the period, group and block. Now this question is combined. Earlier we have discussed about the period, then we have discussed about the block, then we discussed about the group. Now it is a combined question. So whatever the question we will do now, we will do the combined question to cover the each block elements. So if the atomic number is 20, we can write the electronic configuration. After writing the electronic configuration, I come to know that outermost shell, that is 4th, and number of shells 4, so it means period is 4th. Okay. Similarly, this electron is going to s orbital. So s orbital means number of the group number is equal to number of electron in the s orbital. So that is 2. So the group is 2 and it belongs to s block. So now take up the another question to understand. So this is the summary. If you see, if last electron is entering the s orbital, then it's s block. If last electron is entering the p orbital, then p block, f d, and d block, f or f block. Number of shells filled is equal to number of periods. If an element is s block, group number is equal to number of electrons in the s orbital. Okay. If electron is filled in the p orbital, group number is equal to number of electrons in the outermost shell plus 10. Outermost shell. I am repeating, outermost shell. I am not talking of orbital. I am not talking of any specific orbital. I am talking of outermost shell. If an element is d block element, then number of electrons in the outermost shell is plus number of electrons in the penultimate shell. Okay, fine. So let us do one more examples and test your understanding. We have been given the atomic number 15. We have to find the period, group and block. So how to write is, we have to write the electronic configuration. You can do, and I will tell you the answer within a short while. Okay. So if your answer is group number 15, the block is P, period is third. So it means you have understood the concept. It's a great job for you. Okay. So let us see the solution. Those who are unable to do, they can check. We have to write the electronic configuration. We can find that number of periods are 3, number of shells 3. So period is 3. And similarly, as I was telling that 10 plus number of outermost shell electrons. So outermost shell is not 3p. Its orbital is 3p, but shell means third. Third means 3s electrons and 3p electron. Both electrons you have to add. This is the common error students used to do. So please don't do that. Okay. Last electron is entering the p orbital, so it's known as p block element. Okay. Now let us do one more question, so you can have the more concept understanding of that. Period, group, block. So atomic number 29. So you can pause the video and do the question. I will proceed further. Okay. So if your answer is group number is 11, block is D, period is 4, then congratulations to you. Okay, how it came? Just see, write the electronic configuration 3D 10 4s1. So please students, you need to understand about the how the electronic configuration we are writing. If you know writing the electronic configuration, every problem will be solved. Outermost shell is 4th, so 4th period. It is number of electrons because it is a D block element. Because why I am saying D block? Normally we are writing like that 3D 10 4s1 because of the number of shells. But actually, if you see the energy level, if you see the energy level diagram of filling the electronic configuration, you can see that which orbital is filled first. If you see 4s is filled first and 3d filled afterward. So that is the reason that we need to understand that which, if you know the electronic configuration, then only everything will be understood. You will understand in a good manner. So last electron enters the 3d orbital, but not 4s. So that's why. So this is filled first and then 3d 10. Okay, so it means it is a 4th period, and group is by adding which electron? 3d 10 and 4s. So 4s is outermost and 3d is penultimate. Now you understood what is penultimate. Penultimate is one less 3d. Okay, and last electron enters in which orbital? 3d, last electron penultimate, and 4s outermost shell. So we know that of flow principle, 4s is having more energy than 3d. So this way you can solve each and every question regarding to group, period and block. So let us think about the thought. We are shaped by our thoughts. We become what we think. When the mind is pure, joy follows like a shadow that never leaves. So thank you students.